bus. This is Lucy the library bus.
Now, people probably don't remember is I toured this bus 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep, 3 years ago.
And there wasn't much.
No, it was an empty bus.
Yeah, you had a mattress in the back and boxes of books.
Yeah, pretty much.
So tell me about what you've done.
So it's come a long way since then. So yeah, I started off at Schoolie Blues 2021 with just an empty floor with a mattress and bins of books, and I ran my first version of Schoolie Blues library that year on the table. And then since then I built walls with some tongue and groove and some window shelves sort of here. And then the couch was a donation. I found that chair at a used RV scrapyard in Kanab, Utah. I cleaned it up really nice and installed it, and it's swivelly and stuff.
Yeah, I've been looking for one, but I haven't been looking hard enough.
I got my diesel heater here, and that routes down to underneath the bus. I had built a custom undercarriage storage compartment for all my tools and all my diesel cans and stuff like that. So it just routes right down into a big 5-gallon diesel can right down below there.
Nice.
Here's my electrical area. Got a nice lithium battery from Scott & Donnell, and just a piece of solar charge controller.
Now, how much solar do you have?
740 watts on the roof there, and then just got the 200 amp hour battery. Got my DC fridge, works really great. I love my fridge. My favorite part of the bus is probably this writing desk here. It's made out of a live edge redwood slab. Came out really pretty. I oiled it and sanded it myself. With all natural oils, and I used the same slab. So this folds off the wall. I'm not going to fold it down now because much stuff on it. But yeah, when I'm driving, I can just fold it right against the wall, so there's too much space. I used the same slab to make this kitchen countertop, which has clearly been very well used recently. And you got my stove top here, 2-burner propane stove, routes to some propane I mounted underneath the bus under the carriage there. And then I got my normal sink right here, runs on DC right off the battery, and I use 3 fresh 7-gallon jugs, just the Walmart jugs. So I got about 21 gallons with me when I go out to the desert. Sure. Lasts me about a week and a half or so, and then 1 dirty jug that I dump occasionally. Got my little chair here, rolls around, it's very useful, and then when I drive I just flip it over, it sits in the middle here. Say,
otherwise all of a sudden you got the chair visiting up front.
Right, it's a nice little roller chair, but I do love being able to kind of wheel around on it, and it's my favorite chair. I got these lockers here, so over the wheel wells, we built these lockers. Basically we took some old school lockers that were in someone else's bus, and they were originally one tall vertical locker that was really tall, and we cut them in half, put them on their sides, put them on the wheel well boxes, and put some birch wood around them, make them look pretty.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, so it's good for like just miscellaneous storage stuff. This is the bedroom area. We got plugs. I can just plug my phone right into the wall. The inverter's kind of always running. Or it's always available to be run if I plug something in. My clothes storage bins are on the sides of my bed here. So even though it's a queen size bed, which is plenty big for me, but it feels even larger than a queen because you can kind of like roll over on the sides there. This side also has another closed storage bed under here for more stuff. Yeah. And then the bed itself is built of unistrut that spans across from chair rail to chair rail, so there's no center beam or anything, so that way it's like really bouncy. Nice. So I can hop right out and go on the roof, go hang out on the roof or howl at the sunset or whatever. And then I've got a couple feet in the back for just random garage storage stuff. Right now I just use like magnets for my curtains, these little pieces of fabric, these like blue curtains I got, but the next upgrade I want to do is like a curtain upgrade, make like nicer kind of roughly or more professional looking curtains with a curtain rod. Sure. And then my favorite part of the whole bus probably is the library. So the bookshelves go all the way down the entire length of like the 30+ feet of the interior of the bus. Right. So the minute you walk in, you're looking just dead center down, bookshelves either side. They're right at head length, so when you're standing up, they're like right at eyesight. You can grab them all. I made them with these L brackets and then big planks of wood, and then I used 2x2 studs, these little stud stand things, drilled some holes in them, ran these dowels through the holes, and then I drilled a bunch of tiny holes with a drill, and then I kind of stitched with this macrame string. I actually I duct taped the end of the string to an unfolded paper clip to make like a needle to thread the needle, and then I threaded the needle through and kind of sewed these all together.
It'll keep you busy for a while.
Yeah, it actually, once I got into the rhythm of it, I did it in like a night or two.
Yeah, but it's nice.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, they work great. I mean, I've never had a book fall out of these, and it's like I go on some bumpy ass roads. You know, I go on dirt BLM roads, and I take this thing everywhere, and just this bookshelf system has worked perfectly. There's never been a book falling out. I've got at least 400 books up on these at all times. Right now, there's actually less than ever because, you know, as you saw, there's about 100 books out front there on the library stand. So we're maybe a quarter of these are missing right now, but this is usually about 25% fuller. And then around my bedroom area, there's poetry all over the walls because I'm a poet, and you know, I started this project of these poetry walls like in 2021, about 3 years ago, and when it started, I was mostly writing my favorite lines by other poets like Walt Whitman and T.S. Eliot, Emily Dickinson. But as I've become a better poet over the last few years, I've actually started more and more writing my own original poetry. So now, like, a lot of this is original, a lot of this is original, a lot of that's original, a lot of those back panels over there are original. So as I've gotten to be a better poet, I've actually gotten more confident in just putting my own work on the walls. And each panel's got its own kind of artistic theme going on. There's like a stars theme panel there. There's like a sympathy and pride panels are sort of in dialogue. The water blue panel here is in dialogue with the sort of fire panel there. So there's a lot of kind of like cool, like somewhat contained but also interactionary artistic elements going on these walls. And I still have, as you see, a ton of empty space left to work with. So that's three years into this, and I still have a ton of empty space because I do it very sort of concertedly. I take this very sort of very seriously.
Well, you start thinking about, is it worthy of the space on the wall?
Exactly, yeah. Like when I first started out, I was just throwing things everywhere, but now as space has got more limited, I'm like, oh man, people shouldn't use the space. Hey, actually, the other day, someone who was visiting the bus, a librarian was visiting the bus, and I turned around and they were actually like writing on the wall without having like asked permission or anything. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But you know, I'm gonna add what she wrote in too to kind of make it a cohesive piece of art and make it all work. Yeah.
Well, some people, they have people. Well, there's one friend over here. You know, she knows where my name is on the bus because it's multiple years.
Oh, nice.
And actually, I've still got to add 2024 to the Schoolie Palooza line under my name.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So, but very nice.
Thanks. And then the last thing is just the owl in the back there. The owl watches over the library.
Yeah.
A guy I met at the Renegade Burn painted that for me. He painted that in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It was like remarkably fast. He was very talented. And yeah, he just kind of watches over the library, kind of extends the sort of feeling of depth of the whole line when you're looking down the line, and the bookshelves kind of extend into the painting.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I like what you've done.
Yeah, it's very open, very simple, but it's everything I need, and makes
it's a good example of, after a couple years, you know, it all works out, and you know exactly how you want to do it, and you can still tweak it.
Yeah, exactly. So I built this as I went. Like, the cool thing was building it as I was living in it, because then I figured out, okay, building this thing will improve my quality of life in this way.
Right.
You know, there wasn't some, like, there was no abstraction, there was no, like, oh, I wasn't, like, designing it from a distance in some imaginary ideal. It was like, oh, through lived experience, oh, I realized I want this to work this way here.
We lived in ours for, like, 3 months before I moved into a house, and I started working on it. Mm-hmm. And I'd wake up in the morning and lay there for half an hour envisioning